Centro, California. Morning, Gene.
Good morning, Carroll.
It's another beautiful day.
It is going to be a few degrees cooler today than yesterday, so that's good news.
Yeah, by the weekend, we'll be hitting triple digits.
That's what I understand, so you got to have that break.
Yes. Today is kindergarten day. Yeah.
Kindergarten.
I didn't go to kindergarten.
They had no kinder at that time?
Well, I would have had to have crossed Perkiomen Boulevard in Reading, Pennsylvania, and well, I didn't go. So I started first grade instead.
That works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people, it's kind of a mixed bag of tricks. Some started kinder, and the others, they started the first grade.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, my brother started first grade when he was 12.
When he was 12, yes.
Took him that long to adjust.
Best class he ever had.
Yes.
Over and over again.
As I have mentioned several times, you know, high school was 6 of the best years of my life.
Yes.
So, oh, well.
Yes.
Do you remember kindergarten?
I do, yeah. Remember some of the students, and I have wondered many times where some of them have gone to. I'm sure that seems to be a normal thing for people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do. How about you? You remember?
Well, like I said, I didn't go to kindergarten.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, first grade.
But I do remember, you know, Sebastian Adesso and Frankie Pignatore were my two best friends.
Okay. Yeah.
We were always together.
Remember my teacher's name, Mrs. Bussey.
Okay.
Was her name. Where are you? I don't know.
I remember that my teachers were nuns, and my great aunt, my Aunt Annie, was Sister Anne Francis, and she was Mother Superior of the Order of Nuns that taught in the school I went to. So,
Special ordered.
She was watching out for me.
Special ordered.
Yes. Oh, well. Anyway, you ready for birthdays?
Birthdays, okay.
Okay, actress Elaine May is 88. Actor Charles Grodin, 85. Rennie Santoni, he was in the Dirty Harry films. He's 82. Singer Iggy Pop, 73. Actress Patti LuPone, big on Broadway, 71. Tony Danza from Taxi and other things, 69. Actress Andie MacDowell, 62. Actress Leslie Silva, 52. Comedian Rob Riggle is 50. Comedian Nicole Sullivan, 50. Actor James McAvoy is 41. Actor Terrence J is 38. Actor Frank Delane is 29. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And we've got local birthdays, if you're ready.
Coming up right now. You're going to have them right now?
I understand how challenging this moment is for our families and our communities. That is why our state is responding at every level of government to slow the spread of COVID-19 while ensuring our most vulnerable Californians have what they need. But we can each do our part, and it starts by staying home. I know this is a big sacrifice for so many, but staying home saves lives. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
Let's celebrate our KXO birthdays. Happy birthday, Albert Espinosa, Brittany Baldwin, Rebecca Hernandez, Connie Hoyt, Mary Davis, Travis Gallagher, Gale Gomez, Steve Campos, Sandy Craddock, Beverly Alvarado, Rudy Coronado, Anthony Cruz, Alex Vasquez, and Matt Jolson celebrates today as well. Well, our buddy Matt, who provided American Sign Language interpretations for our radio listeners of high school football for a number of years.
He's in San Diego?
He is in San Diego, married to a lovely young lady by the name of Amy. And they're both American Sign Language interpreters.
Okay.
Okay.
Work at school districts, that kind of thing?
I'm not sure. He is... Matt is certified in about 20 different areas. So I think he does a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Well, it sounds like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, then. It is.
Yes. Well, you have to be certified in the medical field, in the judicial field, and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. We got a press release. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have announced they will no longer give information to the British tabloids. The announcement was released by their team of 16 publicists.
Yeah. Probably some truth to that.
Yeah, I don't like the way we were treated. It's all about the money. We can make a lot of money, if we distance ourselves and we don't have to go by the rules of the royal family, right?
Follow the money.
You got it. And by the way, today is National Tea Day in Britain.
Well, that must be a big day.
I think it is.
Britain and tea are synonymous with each other, yeah.
Yeah. When drinking a cup of tea, many British people stick out their pinky finger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we have on good authority, Queen Elizabeth does not do that. And she has her butler stick out his pinky finger for her.
Yeah.
I mean...
well, you don't want to build up muscle too much.
That must be it. Oh, well. Anyway, are you ready for news?
We've got local news and financial news, all kinds of news coming up.
So the news is next on AM 1230 KXO El Centro. World and California news headlines brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist for sales, for service. Remember I told you, triple digits by the weekend? Call Lock Air Conditioning today.
CBS News Update. The White House says the president is committed to protecting the health and economic well-being of American citizens, so he'll sign an executive order closing U.S. borders to immigrants during the pandemic. CBS's Weijia Jiang.
Several big questions are still looming this morning, like how is this going to impact green card holders? How long is the ban going to last? And whether the president even has the constitutional authority to carry it out.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer expects lawmakers to pass a new $450 billion relief bill for small businesses and hospitals today.
We came to an agreement on just about every issue.
Across the street from the White House this morning,
Judy Wilson Griffin from St. Louis, Missouri.
A protester reading the names of nurses who died from the coronavirus. The group is demanding the administration provide more protective gear for medical workers on the front lines.
Miami, Florida.
CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Lock Air Conditioning wants you to protect the things you care about. Protect your family with the air scrubber that utilizes Active Pure, certified technology to protect against airborne and surface contaminants. Clean, deodorize, purify, and protect not only your family, but your home. The air scrubber installs easily to your heating and cooling system, and it's made in the USA. Call Lock Air Conditioning now for details. 760-353-4501. Lock Air Conditioning and protect the things you care about. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. Governor Gavin Newsom indicating he'll have more details about relaxing some stay-at-home orders tomorrow, clarifying Monday that some county orders can be relaxed.
And so there is a cap in terms of the loosening at the local level. There's a strengthening that has happened at the local level, and that could be loosened.
The state Monday with nearly 34,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with just over 1,200 deaths. The pandemic having a devastating impact on the finances of cities like Los Angeles.
We will get through this together, my friends. And we will get through it because of our spirit.
Mayor Eric Garcetti Monday announcing the hiring freeze for the city departments will be extended into next fiscal year, and all civilian employees, himself included, seeing a 10% pay reduction in pay, mostly resulting from furlough days. Amazon in San Francisco using thermal cameras at its operation facilities to screen workers for fevers amid the coronavirus pandemic. The move after a number of COVID-19 cases were reported at Amazon warehouses and facilities. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California news headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. Call Lock Air Conditioning right now for your preseason checkup, because it's that time.
O'Reilly. This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. From nurses to truck drivers, doctors to grocery clerks. The front lines in today's crisis are filled with brave actions every day. And you can do your part by completing the 2020 census. This simple effort online, by phone, or by mail will help impact the next 10 years of healthcare, schools, and roads. All of our first responders need your response. So go to 2020census.gov today. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
It's page one of the local news. Page one is service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. Quick Lane in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
The Imperial County Public Health Department announced another coronavirus-related death. According to the health department, an elderly resident died from the virus. No other information about the individual was released. It is unclear if underlying health issues were a factor. To date, there have been 4 deaths related to the coronavirus in Imperial County. A total of 175 positive cases have been identified. 117 of them remain active. 54 people are fully recovered. Imperial County Health Officer Dr. Stephen Monday extended condolences to the family and friends of the individual and went on to say, I also extend sympathy toward everyone who's fighting this illness and who's been affected by the virus pandemic. Please continue to protect each other against the spread of this disease by following public health recommendations and guidance. County Board of Supervisors in the news today. George Gale explains.
They hold their regularly scheduled meeting today. They would prefer residents live stream the meeting. It is available on the county website. Public comments should be submitted to the clerk of the board the day before a meeting. Residents who must attend the meeting will be required to maintain appropriate social distancing, at least a 6-foot distance between yourself and other individuals. The board all has 2 action items on that agenda today. Action will be requested on the Homeless Emergency Aid Program. Board will also receive a presentation of fiscal year 2019-2020 comparison of budget versus the actual budget as of 3/31/2020. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
KXO News Time coming up to 7:43.
It's Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 2 locations in the Valley, on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less in El Centro, and in the Brawley Auto Plaza, Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. And Quick Lane has the best prices on name brand tires, guaranteed. Just ask your Quick Lane advisor for details. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro.
Restrictions on non-essential travel will remain in place. According to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the U.S., Canada, and Mexico have agreed to extend restrictions on non-essential travel across their shared borders for an additional 30 days. Non-essential travel is considered travel for tourism or recreation. The restrictions were originally agreed on a month ago. The Imperial Irrigation District Board will also meet today. Here's more on that story.
Again, attendance will be limited because of the coronavirus restrictions. Only board members and staff will be allowed into the auditorium during the meeting. Those interested in the meeting can view the live stream that can be found on the IID website. Those who wish to comment to the Imperial Irrigation District Board can email comments, 250 words or less, to publiccomments@iid.com. Emails must be submitted by 12 noon today, April 21st. Comments can also be submitted telephonically by calling 760-482-3399. The passcode is 852-78. That's 85278, and the signal for sign. The board convenes its public session at 1 this afternoon. Meeting will be held in Conant Auditorium on Broadway in El Centro. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
And that concludes this edition of Local News. Stay with us for page 2.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
ECRMC, affiliated with UC San Diego Healthcare Network, is dedicated to serving the diverse needs of this region. We're expanding our facilities, investing in state-of-the-art equipment, and striving to provide our community with the highest quality services available. For information or to make an appointment, call 760-482-5000 or visit ecrmc.org. More convenience, more progress, more caring. ECRMC, more than a hospital.
Page 2 of the local news and weather, all brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
Continuing with more local news, handmade masks are in the news this morning. Here's more on that story.
They were donated to essential personnel. Rio Valley natives Ricardo Ruedes and his wife Alejandra have donated hundreds of handmade masks to essential personnel to help protect against COVID-19. Ruedes is a Border Patrol agent in the El Centro sector. His wife Alejandra is a nursing school graduate who owns and operates an online cake business. They have combined their passion for helping others and their sewing skill set in order to make a mask for the community during the current pandemic. They began by making masks for their immediate family, but quickly realized they could continue constructing them to donate to help combat the spread of the coronavirus. Alejandra said their mission is to provide masks to essential personnel like nurses, doctors, pharmacies, local retail personnel, and individuals that are at high risk. They have donated over 200 masks so far. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Caltrans says that work on the Interstate 8 Imperial Avenue interchange project could start as soon as May 5th. Stage 1 of the work will be on the southern portion of I-8 and will take 8 to 10 months to complete. Stage 1 will include closures on southbound Imperial Avenue to eastbound I-8 and eastbound I-8 to northbound Imperial Avenue. Construction signs will go up this week, but the traffic impacts of State 1 will not happen until early July. The I-8 westbound off-ramp to Imperial Avenue and westbound on-ramp from Imperial Avenue will remain open during Stage 1. The project will remove the existing bridge and eastbound on and off ramps and then construct the structure and on and off ramps in both directions. A new entrance loop from southbound Imperial Avenue to eastbound I-8 and access to the city of El Centro's expansion south of the freeway are included. Stage 2 of the project will begin in the spring and summer of 2021, and it'll take 4 to 6 months to complete. Stage 2 will see I-8 Imperial Avenue on and off ramps fully closed one direction at a time. Nighttime full closures of the intersection will take place several times during the project as crews take down the old structure. Total cost of the project is approximately $44 million, with $42 million funded through the Regional Improvement Program and another $2 million from the Federal Highway Priority Projects Program. The project will allow the extension of Imperial Avenue south of the interstate and permit the city to develop in that direction. Well, community support continues for the coronavirus battle. Here's more on that story.
Local healthcare district receives masks and funding to support staff. The local battle against COVID-19 became a community affair last week as various organizations and businesses contributed funding and supplies to Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Frontline staff received boxes of N95 masks from Elmore Farms, while the Women's Auxiliary of Pioneers Memorial Hospital made a monetary donation of $15,000 to be used toward masks and other needed supplies. A few members of the auxiliary attended a brief check presentation at PMH on Friday morning to honor the group's donation. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
We'll be back with a look at the weather.
David H. West Insurance has been helping residents in Imperial Valley for many years with their insurance needs. David, Jose, and staff are trained professionals who can help you make the right decision with your insurance coverage, from health, Medicare, and most importantly, a life insurance plan. How much life insurance do you need and what's your monthly cost? We'll call David H. West Insurance today to make an appointment and get a free quote on a life insurance plan that's right for you and your family at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says a weak disturbance moving through the state today will allow for temperatures to be several degrees cooler than yesterday. Breezy conditions will be possible this afternoon as this disturbance moves through the valley. Much warmer conditions with high temperatures in the 90s expected for Wednesday into the weekend as a strong ridge of high pressure aloft builds in over the region. Highs will approach 100 degrees in the Imperial and Yuma valleys by this weekend. 87 the high yesterday, 61 the low. Wind gusts peaked at 28 miles an hour. Today, sunny with a high near 85. West-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. Gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 62. West-northwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 95. West-southwest wind about 5 miles per hour. We have 66 degrees downtown, 55% relative humidity, wind out of the west, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Page 2 of the local news and the weather brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services. Hey, I'm Carroll for the census. Now, you know, if you stay at home, you can save a life, right? Well, it could be yours. Well, it's the COVID-19 pandemic, but the 2020 census, it's got to get done. And you can do it visiting online, californiacensus.org. Stay home, save lives, California. Complete the 2020 census form online or over the phone. It's easy. And, hey, you owe it to yourself and to your neighbors to fill out the census form. It means money back to the Imperial Valley and California, money that we can use to increase services. Every household in California can complete the census now online or by phone. It's sports time. And, well, hey, there's a conflict, between the Tokyo Olympic organizers and the International Olympic Committee. Yeah, they're arguing over who's going to pay for the unprecedented year-long postponement. Tokyo spokesman Masa Takaya said the organizing committee has asked the Swiss-based IOC to remove a comment from its website suggesting that Prime Minister Shinzo Abe had agreed that Japan would shoulder most of the postponement costs. Media reports in Japan estimate the year-long delay caused by the coronavirus pandemic will cost between $2 billion and $6 billion. Moving into the NFL, Raiders coach John Gruden made a virtual appearance at the University of Tennessee Friday. No, there were no rumors or anything. It was just that Gruden was there to host an online statistics class. Meanwhile, John Lynch said the 49ers have had very active trade discussions dangling Marquise Goodwin, and, well, they've come close to a deal.
Hi, this is Mike Morris from El Centro Motors. These are some trying times we're going through, but I'm going to tell you something. In my 40-year history with Ford Motor, I have never seen incentives like this. 0% for 84 months and no payments for 6 months. 0% on Super Duty. That's unheard of. So if you don't come see us first, we can't save you any money. And we're open right now.
0% for 84 months on new 2019 Fords in stock. Excludes Raptor, Shelby, Escape, Transit, and Super Duty. Payment relief up to 6 months on select inventory. Not all buyers will qualify for the 0% and Ford Motor Credit Company. See dealer for details. El Centro Motor Showroom is open Monday through Saturday from 9 till 6. Stay safe, stay healthy. It's that easy. Well, Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady has won 6 Super Bowls, but, hey, rules? I don't need no stinking rules. Yeah, Brady was spotted working out at a closed Tampa park. Yeah, and according to Tampa Mayor Jane Castor, our parks are closed down, so a lot of our park staff, they patrol around just to make sure people aren't in there with contact sports and things. Yeah, and, well, hey, rules, they don't apply to Tom. We've got the draft Thursday. Yeah, NFL draft Thursday. It's going to be on AM 1230. We'll have reports throughout the evening with updates from Draft Central. That's it for sports time.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by H&R Block. Get your taxes done right. Visit the nearest H&R Block location today. Oil prices crashed into negative territory yesterday. Today, well, okay. Yeah, the oil prices up $41, which means right now they're $3.44 a barrel. Yeah. They're that low. But right now, there may be some lower gas prices, but you got nowhere to go. But in the long run, it's going to cost consumers. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average off 490 points, S&P 500 down 70, and the NASDAQ off 270. Gold is off $12.50 an ounce. International Business Machines stock slipped in the extended session yesterday after the tech giant reported its revenue returned to a decline in the first quarter as the spread of COVID-19 hit software sales heavily in March and pulled its annual forecast for now. Meanwhile, retail sales, March's almost 9% decline was bad, but April will be hideous, according to analysts, since the month won't have the benefit of even a couple of weeks of store purchase activity. The whole month looks like it will be a write-off for retail, with stores remaining closed for the duration, according to Neil Saunders, Manager Director of Global Data Retail. This unheard-of level of decline underlines how the consumer has quickly deprioritized non-essential spending. According to Saunders, it is also a factor of the relatively quick drop-off in mall traffic, where most apparel stores are located, as people felt unsafe visiting enclosed environments.
When you do your taxes with H&R Block, you can work with the same tax pro year after year, so they can be there with you through all of life's changes. From bum, 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 to dun, 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 and definitely H&R Block tax pros have an average of 10 years experience getting people every credit and deduction they deserve. Now guess what that sounds like? Ka-ching! Make an appointment or walk in today. It's better with Block.
There's a lot going on in the world right now, but getting your tax refund is as important as ever. H&R Block is here to help you safely get your taxes done. Just drop off your documents at H&R Block and a tax pro will do the rest.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 85. West-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 62. West-northwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high near 95. West-southwest wind about 5 miles an hour. Right now downtown, we are looking at 67 degrees, 51% relative humidity, winds out of the west-southwest 15 to 22 miles an hour. Financial news brought to you by H&R Block with locations throughout the valley.
president announced that he will extend social distancing guidelines through April 30th.
In the KXO newsroom, we've got a COVID-19 update from the Imperial County Health Department.
Coronavirus is affecting everyone.
Has issued a domestic travel warning
First
for
coronavirus death in Baja California.
Was diagnosed with COVID-19.
That's a COVID-19 survival tip.
Globally, we have passed the 500,000 mark with
Stay
cases
home.
of
Stay home.
COVID-19.
Stay home. Stay home.
Hope everybody's safe.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
CBS News is next. It is brought to you by the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation. It's all here.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Capital One Bank.
I'm Steve Kathan in northern New Jersey. It seems the finish line is near for another coronavirus rescue bill that'll pump billions into small business loans, hospitals, and COVID-19 testing.
We have a deal.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer tells CNN that Democrats wouldn't sign off on a deal without more money for testing.
This is one of the last things that we had to hold out for. We do believe the states need money. We do believe, as the president and the governors do, that it's a partnership. But we need a national strategy.
The Senate is poised to vote this afternoon on the measure. Schumer says there are still a few odds and ends to be tidied up. Bill Rakoff, CBS News, Washington.
Well, nurses gathered this morning in the nation's capital.
Judy Wilson Griffin from St. Louis, Missouri. Keith Kelly, New York, New York.
Reading off the names of colleagues who have died from the coronavirus as they call for more federal action to provide protective equipment. In New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio says those healthcare workers and others deserve the ultimate salute at some point.
The first thing we will do is we will have a ticker tape parade down the Canyon of Heroes for our healthcare workers and our first responders.
He says the city is creating a strategic reserve for key medical equipment and supplies. Governors in some states are loosening the reins on shutdown orders. South Carolina has allowed retail stores to reopen. Tony Weaver runs a antique store in Greenville.
I'm excited about it. I want people to be careful about what they do and their decisions, especially when they come in my shop. Keep their distance and be mindful of other people.
Citing the coronavirus, President Trump is halting immigration into the U.S. CBS's Weijia Jiang.
President Trump tweeted this surprise announcement without any context or further explanation, leaving the public guessing about how it could play out. But CBS News has learned that the administration has been working on executive action for several weeks.
The tragic stories unfolding in the Lone Star State as we hear from CBS's Jim Krasula.
The U.S. Coast Guard is searching a bayou near Baytown, Texas, about 25 miles east of Houston, after getting a call that a recreational boat with 7 people aboard was taking on water. The boater said there were 4 adults and 3 children. All radio communications with the boat were lost after the initial distress call.
This year's Scripps National Spelling Bee has been canceled. Organizers say there's no clear path to safely set a new date in 2020 because of the pandemic. The event had only previously been canceled because of World War II. Wall Street, a down day for stocks. The Dow is off 526 points. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage. During the challenging times we're all experiencing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that'll never change is our commitment to giving you the best mortgage experience. At Rocket Mortgage, our guiding philosophy of every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, exists for times like right now. We understand that hardships may arise, and we're prepared to help. If you currently work with us and need assistance with your mortgage, contact us 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. As we all think about ways to save money, let me remind you that mortgage rates are near historic lows. If you think right now is the right time to refinance your mortgage, our home loan experts are available to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Home life is different for a lot of us during these tough times. CBS's Tom Hansen.
40-year-old Leslie Sloan hasn't had difficulty keeping her 3 kids inside during the coronavirus pandemic, but her parents are another story.
I'm having to, I don't want to say discipline them, but tell my parents to stay at home and not go out.
Many millennials and Gen Xers have taken to social media, venting about their efforts to convince older loved ones to stay at home.
These are stressful times for everyone.
Psychologist and CBS News contributor Dr. Lisa Damour says younger adults can help keep their relationships intact by communicating effectively.
It may be a couple of conversations, and those conversations might happen over a day or two.
Tom Hinton, CBS News, New York.
Well, Spain is easing up on stay-at-home orders for kids, but the running of the bulls in Pamplona has been canceled because of the virus. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
These are unprecedented times, which are causing a lot of stress and financial worry for millions of Americans. But here's some good news. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, Optima Tax Relief can reduce the stress in your life by helping you resolve your tax debt right from the safety of your own home. Make no mistake, you don't want to ignore the IRS right now. They can take your paycheck and everything you work so hard for. But with Optima on your side, you may qualify for help that saves you thousands. Their tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for taxpayers across the nation. So now's the time. For tax help you need, for tax help you trust. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At IVEDC, our mission is to help grow the Imperial Valley economy by aggressively marketing the valley to attract industries that create jobs and raise the local standard of living. We have had considerable success with the renewable energy industry, and due to these efforts, local businesses have benefited and jobs have been created. The Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation is continuing our efforts to grow the local economy with new businesses and new jobs. That means a better way of life for our valley.
CBS News, a service of the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation. It's all here.
You've got Carroll Buckley with the best oldies on the radio.
I don't like it. I love it. I love it.